Now, Connecticut's only all-weather show. This is First Alert Weather Extra.
In Miami, Florida, neighborhoods are cleaning up after strong storms rolled through. Your reporter, Nakia Carrero, shows us what they're dealing with.
I've never seen anything like it.
Helene Giles lives off Northwest 26th Avenue and 156th Street, one of many residents left to pick up the pieces after the storm. The carport her father built decades ago, mangled by strong winds.
I saw parts flying over the top of the cars going down the street. I just couldn't believe it.
Throughout her neighborhood, people dragged branches off their properties, cleaning up. Farther north, in Hollywood, residents dealt with flooding. Chopper 4 flew over Dewey Street right after the rain stopped. From Dewey to Washington Street, waves of water splashed into the air as drivers made their way through. One resident tells me anytime it rains, people are forced to stay inside.
Every time it rains or anytime we have storms or heavy hurricanes, we're all kind of secluded to our houses because none of the neighbors can ever go outside or basically drive. It's we don't want to take the risk.
Other residents say while the flooding recedes fairly quickly, the aftermath is another challenge.
The cleanup afterwards, you just find all this debris everywhere. And I'm out walking the dog. And it's okay, where can I walk?